Live. I think we are live.
Alive.
Alive.
Because now we speak German language. It's all about
more like
Essen.
Frankenstein.
Frankenstein, yeah. Yes, we are now live. Hello, everyone. It's Fellowship of the Punchboard, the second episode, and it's already special. It's the name of the episode is all about Essen, but we're gonna talk about the convention as a whole. Then we're gonna talk about what will Würfel Reviews do in Essen, and then we'll talk about the games that we're most excited about from or in Essen Spiel 2016.
That's how you have to say it too. Well done.
Yes. Yeah. So let's introduce ourselves. Let's start with our special guests. So
I thought we should start with hosts.
No. Let's start with special guests this time. It's
I agree. Guest first.
Yeah, because we have a special episode. It's everything else.
Okay, then Kyle is the most special.
I don't know how special I am, but I'm Kyle. I live in Atlanta, Georgia, and here I am, excited to talk about games.
I'm quite sure the name Kyle sounds familiar to many of ours. We have mentioned him quite a lot. Kyle was our first fan, and we met him, and he's kind of our tiny sponsor or something. So yeah.
Well, that sounds a whole lot more sinister than it actually is. I simply facilitate importing games into Estonia.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So we're getting.
Somebody has to. That's an important job.
Yeah, that's a really important job to get our budget as low as possible.
Spending all your money.
Yeah.
So the second special guest is me. I'm still not a co-host. I'm just a special guest.
You didn't want to be.
Yeah, right. I'm completely fine with that right now. We'll see. Maybe it will change, but I'm totally fine being special guest.
Basically, Alina becomes a co-host the moment she wants to become a co-host. So.
Maybe.
So yeah, and I'm Ilja from Würfel Reviews, by the way. And yeah, it's all about games that I want to talk about. And that's it. So, and there is also another host of the show.
I'm Baker from Board Online, Board Offline. I live about 5 hours away from Kyle, actually, in South Carolina. So, yep. And come check my channel out.
Yeah, you should go and play games with each other as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Only if he brings me a top hat, though, because I'm a bit jealous of the top hat.
I'm sure that could be arranged.
Hey, then we've got a deal.
Okay. So, to start with the episode, first we, at least I thought we should talk about the convention as a whole. As we're going to Essen for the third time, and we haven't been to other conventions. What's it like to be in a convention in US? Like, talk briefly about that.
Well, Kyle will have to answer that one because I have not been to a convention in the U.S. yet.
Really?
So, yeah, I know. I'm working on it.
Well, I've been to Gen Con a couple of times. I think I've been 4 times now, and it's I enjoy it, but I don't enjoy it. Like, I get excited about it. I get excited about the games, but it's always so crowded.
Yeah.
And so much stress. And there's a whole lot of, basically I just spend all of my money there because there's just so many things to buy, and it's just sort of a 4-day shopping orgy for me.
Well, that's pretty much our Essen as well.
Well, there you go. You should come to Gen Con. You can do it twice. So I enjoy them. I don't ever get to play as many games as I would like. Mostly because, I have to travel to them, and so I usually don't end up going with people that I know. And then there's just so many people there, it's kind of hard to focus in on 1 or 2 people to kind of meet up and get to know. Working on that. I'm looking more forward to this Dice Tower cruise because I think it'll be a bit more relaxed.
Oh, you going on the cruise?
Yes, I am in December.
Oh man, I'm super jealous of that.
I'll I would love to go
Yeah,
there.
yeah, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, that's cool.
December.
So we've been with Alina to Essen a few times already. So it's crowded as well. It's so crowded. There's not much space, especially on Saturday where the families go in, and many of the German families as well with the children and such. And there is a lot of crowd in there. And it's more about like the booths and presentation and buying, selling games, and it's less about playing the games. There are no, as I heard in Gen Con, for example, there are, or like smaller cons, BGG Con and so on, there are many playing areas as well. In Essen, in Essen, you will not find, at least as far as I know, you will not find any playing areas like separate just to play. You know, you can try. There are demo tables if there are bigger booths like Matagut or Asmodee who have enough room to make like at least 10 demo tables. Then it's great, but it's basically it. And some smaller companies have only one demo table or just a presentation of the game, and you cannot play that much there. Plus, we just don't have usually we don't have time to play. Yeah, but it's great. And regarding the different tips that different reviewers give you regarding what to do in a big convention, what shoes to wear, whatever, you know, I think we're not going to do that. It's doesn't really matter. Just wear comfortable clothes and just be aware that it's a huge pile of games there that you're going to spend money on, and it's really crowded.
You need muscles to carry them around.
And you need to be prepared for a really tiring time at some point. You know, I think you should rest. You need to do small rests between you're going somewhere and exploring something, and don't try to explore everything. You can do that, but on the other hand, if you want to know a little bit more about some of the games, you will not explore everything anyway. There are so many publishers in Essen, I think even more than in Gen Con, as far as I heard. There is a lot of publishers in Essen and different games.
If I add something to Essen experience, we went the first time, as Ilja mentioned already, 3 years ago, and it was so amazing. It was like one Essen gives us energy to keep us going, like the review channel for a year or even more. So I mentioned this a couple of times, and I think that's something that might be shocking, at least for girls gamers. But I really would rather skip wedding than skip Essen.
Yes.
It's
I probably would too.
Well, we really had to decide like what we're gonna do like this year, like if we're gonna have money for wedding and Essen, and if we
you mean you'd rather
one,
skip your own wedding?
Yes, yes.
I misunderstood that.
Wow. Okay, I was gonna say I would certainly rather skip most weddings than.
Baker's like, wow, and the Baker's like, wow, and Baker's wife is like, what did you say there?
No, our own wedding, yes. So I had to decide, and I would definitely rather skip our own wedding than Essen. It's such an emotion.
I can see that, yeah, but yeah. It's
tread carefully, Ilja. You don't want
to. Yeah.
Danger, Will Robinson.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think we went smoothly into a topic, which is going to briefly go through and then go into Essen and games and such. That we are going to Essen this year as well. We are going on Tuesday already, as we want to visit a zoo.
It's not like that. It's more like we had a good deal for plane tickets on Tuesday morning, and then we had a day off, and we decided to go to the zoo. It's not that we're going early to go to the zoo.
Yeah, but still, we're gonna go, and then we're gonna on Wednesday there is a press conference, and after that there will be separate, like more private demo tables where only the ones who have the press pass will get to like talk to the publishers and such, which is really good. It's much more quiet. You know, there's no big crowd, and we can even film some previews there, I hope. So we're gonna do a lot of things there.
So you all managed to get a press pass for Essen then?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
how does that work, by the way? Just for future reference.
To be honest, I'm completely surprised that they gave us press passes. First of all, as we are a small channel. For some people, they said that to have press pass, you need, like, if you're an online channel, review channel, something like that, you need to have at least 10,000 subscribers, which is
insane.
Yeah, it's a lot.
That's a lot.
In board gaming industry, at least. But I wrote them. As we had press passes last year, I wrote an article to official newspaper last year, so I thought it might help. Plus, I just contacted them and asked, it's just that. And I showed that we do different things in Estonian and Russian and such, and we are trying to be the biggest channel in Estonia and in Baltics as a whole. So
I actually think that the fact that we are the only ones from Estonia and maybe the biggest in Baltic states who does like the video reviews, maybe that helped.
That probably did.
Really there's like no one other in Estonia who does that.
Yeah, and then we basically what we she said that they can keep only one press pass, and so I just tried to ask if it's really possible. I told that without Alina, it's just impossible for me to do all the things. We're a pair, we're a couple. We do things together.
We do everything together. So either previews, Ilya is speaking, then I'm filming, or interviews, Ilya is filming, I'm speaking. Yeah. So it's always two people. We were constantly changing.
So I asked if they could make an exception to that rule of one press pass, and she told me that she'll talk to the manager, and she talked, and the manager, Dominique Metzler, who is the organizer of Essen Spiel, she said yes. So that's how we got two press passes.
Awesome. So, that's pretty cool. What I will need from y'all is if you could send me a list of the countries near y'all that also don't have anyone reviewing video games or board games, and I'm going to move to one of those. A press pass.
So you're taking Lithuania and I'm taking Latvia. Is that what we're saying?
I like it. Let's do it.
There's Latvian guy already, but go.
But he's not doing video reviews. He's only writing blog posts in Russian. Okay. So you still have your place.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll be the only English video reviewer out of Lithuania. Right. So that's a super niche market, by the way. That I think.
As we are in Estonia, basically, we are the only English reviewers in Estonia.
Well, do y'all only do English reviews though? Y'all don't ever do any of that stuff in Estonian?
We did in Estonian and in Russian as well, but at some point it's just so overwhelming, you cannot keep up with everything.
Right, because then I guess you're filming like 2 or 3 videos for the same thing, right?
Yeah, basically.
Well, mostly like first Ilya did all Estonian, but then it was not really needed because Estonian gamers read everything in English, and they kind of didn't need that, so it was pointless.
Yeah, but let's go back to Essen. In Essen this year, first of all, I'm gonna advertise a little bit. In our guild, and the link to our guild is in the description below of this video. I posted a thread a long time ago, but I basically revived the thread where I asked what people are excited to see in our previews. What games should we preview? Which is a really important topic. If you want to have the game previewed that you're like excited to see or explore, just right there. I really want to see people's choices there as well. So I could go and preview that game. Otherwise, we'll just preview what we'll find.
We are interested in.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is if I put a really obscure and strange game in there, you're promising that you're going to preview it?
No, we don't promise that.
Not promising anything, but we really want to satisfy the viewers, and if somebody wants a game to be previewed, just try it there, and then the chance to have it previewed will rise. As we're going to do many previews and interviews as well with various designers, famous designers. So we're just gonna go all out working for the channel, and maybe we'll play one game in the whole convention at most, like normally we do. Like, yeah. And then we're gonna buy a lot of games, and then we will get some review copies.
Our Essen schedule is not yet full, but still it's kind of like that already. But it's gonna fill up more because it's only like few interviews we actually got already agreed.
Yeah.
But it is gonna fill up quite intensely.
Because basically recording the previews takes a lot of time. And if, for example, I want to record 20 previews with like 10 minutes per preview, for example, then it's quite a lot.
Yeah,
and it takes
all the games are there for sure.
Yeah, we're gonna see what we're gonna preview, but some people already said what they want to see, but I want more people to tell me what they want to see, which is really cool to do things that other people want to, not just us. So yeah, that's what Würfel Reviews will be doing there, and we're gonna tweet. So we're gonna tweet
as mad.
And post some pictures in the Instagram. I hope so, maybe, and maybe a Periscope if we'll.
Yeah, we're kind of thinking maybe you can help as well. Shall we do a Periscope online, like a small vlog post?
Yeah,
which will be live, but they will be live in European time, which is pretty much nighttime in US, so it's only for Europeans. Or should we record the small clips and just post them later in YouTube?
Yeah, you can put in the comments below what you prefer.
Right. I think I will actually like write that in Twitter a little bit later as well, because I kind of think that Periscope like will be pointless because too many people are going to sleep, and Europeans and most the gamers are on Essen already. So, but I'm still not sure.
But what do you think, Baker, Kyle?
Periscope or later on YouTube?
I think Periscope probably works best as not as your primary method of media, just because it's more good for like, oh man, look at this that's happening right now. At least in my experience, and I've only used it a few times, but I think probably do most of your filming for the channel later.
Okay.
But then also you could Periscope, if you see something really cool, even in the middle of filming, just you want to show, hey, everybody, look at this right now, and throw that up there. I don't know. What do you think, Kyle?
Yeah, I think that's probably best. Well, very selfishly, because I'll probably be asleep.
I think this kind of will be for US market mostly because Europeans are in Essen.
Yeah, that's true.
In that case, probably the YouTube is going to be more useful because it's probably easier to find and access, and it doesn't go up live, so we just wait and see and figure it out later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
By the way,
considering that more, but yeah.
If somebody's watching us and if somebody will watch us later, basically right now you can enter comments in the YouTube when the live video is, basically where you're watching, and so I can try to answer them as well. So I will look after the YouTube chat as well, so people can ask.
One watching now.
One watching now, yeah, good. At least someone.
Oh, actually, I think that might be me.
Or me.
because I have YouTube page open to check, so it should be me.
Here, wait, everybody, open the live stream so we have multiple people watching.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, still, go to YouTube. Basically, if you go to YouTube, if you're watching this video, you can ask questions live. Really. Ask and we'll try to answer them. Yeah. So I have a question. If there would be a possibility for either Baker or Kyle to come to Essen, would you go? Would you come?
Sure.
If it suddenly became financially viable, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, like no restrictions on the finance.
Yeah, who would say no? Who out of board gamers would say no for that?
No, like for example, some people don't like crowded places or just not interested. But I think you all are, yeah.
Right.
Well, I don't like crowded places, but I'm definitely interested.
All right. Then maybe we'll see you in Essen at some point.
All right.
Well,
cool.
Am I hearing that you're about to send us a ticket? Is that what's happening?
That's what it sounded like to me.
I think so. I think, Kyle, keep checking your mailbox.
I'll do that.
That's a giveaway.
That would be amazing giveaway.
Yeah.
Although it's not so hard to send Essen Spiel tickets, because much more hard is to get the hotel and plane tickets. So we're fine.
I assumed it was an all-included trip, like all-inclusive.
Yeah, that's what we just promised.
Yeah, by the way, that could be the one that, like, for example, if we ever do a Kickstarter, one of the goals, when somebody pledges at some money and or a stretch goal, for example, that could be the one that one person will be chosen to go to Essen from wherever he's, like the full trip. That would be cool.
You heard it here first, folks. Würfel's giving away an Essen trip. So, confirmed.
Well, 3, you and me.
We're giving away our press passes, and we're not going.
No, that will never happen.
It's probably a good way to not ever get press passes again, is to give them away.
So, but should we now go to our picks?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, because basically why people should watch it is because of our most anticipated games from or in Essen Spiel 2016. So I'll try to do that once more. I have a list here, and I think we each should explain how we did the list. Basically, there were no restrictions how we make the list. For example, I didn't include expansions because basically I'm going to mention expansions separately there. And I also, there are some games that will come really soon, tomorrow.
What are you talking about?
That's the Kyle Camel transportation, Air Kyle. Some games are coming from US tomorrow that will be in Essen as well, that we were interested in buying in Essen, but they will be here sooner. So, and there are some like other things that I thought about, that should I pick this one over this one and such, but yeah, I tried to make the list of games I want to buy. Like if I go to Essen, I'm gonna buy these games there for sure, like 100%. These are the picks for me.
The way I did the list, I really used purely emotion, like which games I'm really excited. And I didn't include expansions because I'm usually not so excited. I'm much more excited about the completely new game. And the second thing, I did not it doesn't have to be like if I put 3 stars in our geek list, like must buy, it doesn't mean that it will be definitely mentioned here, because it's more like pure emotion. So for example, Codenames Pictures, I did not include because I don't have like emotion for that, but it's a must buy. So I really pick the games that I really have, like.
Oh yeah. There are some games that we have pre-ordered, but these are not the games that we are most excited about. There's a difference. For example, as we did a Essen Geek list, you can find it in our profile on BGG, and I did the system of stars: 1 star, 2 stars, and 3 stars. And there are some games with 2 stars, which basically is we will probably buy them, but we're not sure yet, But we have pre-ordered them, some of them. So there is like that's caveat, or that's difference.
Yeah, I pretty much just went through and looked at what games were coming out there and picked which ones I was most excited about, as far as or I say either coming out there or are being widely released there, even if there's they're already out. In fact, I have one that I'm pretty sure technically has been released already, but is going to be widely released there. And yeah, so actually on my short list, I do have 1 expansion, but in my top 5 there aren't any expansions.
Yeah. So yeah, the thing about that one as well, that some games were released in Gen Con, but we were thinking about buying them in Essen. So that might be that some games were released before Essen, but they are on my list because for me, they are more of that Essen experience, Essen release.
Well, when I was making my list, I just picked Summoner Wars for everything. And
Right.
actually, I went through, and anything that I bought at Gen Con, I made sure wasn't on the list. And then just sort of tried, and then my number one game I found out has been delayed, and so it won't be released there. So then I had to reorder things, which made me really sad.
Yeah,
Which one was that?
That's that's Caravan.
Oh, I thought so. I thought so.
I was really interested in Caravan as well. Yeah, but yeah, I didn't put any games that will be there for demo. I put only the games that I can buy there right away.
Let me reorder my list real quick.
No, you don't have to. It's your list. It's the way you do it.
Okay, I didn't know Caravan was being delayed. Otherwise, it probably wouldn't have made my list either.
But it's okay.
But it's there. It's too late.
It's fine.
It's in stone.
Oh yeah. So should we start? But let's do it like our iconography here under the Google Hangouts suggests. It's Alina first, then Baker, then Kyle, then me.
I see a different order. I see Baker.
I see a different order too.
Yeah, I see Alina, Kyle, you, then me.
Really? Okay. I don't know how to do that.
But can we do like each one mentions one game, like round of per game?
What?
Like
whatever.
Each one mentions one game, then we make a second round of like.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, basically, let's.
I think we do it in reverse alphabetical order. So,
but
Kyle
ladies
and
first.
Ilja.
But ladies first. So.
Okay, so my most anticipated game, the game I'm really most excited. I actually think it was first or most anticipated game in the last year as well, when we made like most anticipated games of 2016, and it is Four Gods.
Oh wait, are you doing it in a top 5 order?
I don't have them like in 5. I just have. I don't
just
have them
5
top
games.
5. I just have 5. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you have them top 5?
I do not, but I can do it.
I do have them in top 5 order.
As do I.
Whatever. Let's just mention how we want to mention. Yeah.
All right. So my first pick is Four Gods, as mentioned, is from Ludically and Christopher Bollinger. This game should be really unique. It's real-time lane game. You have a frame on the and you try to fill in with small square tiles, and the tiles are basically lands. So you are 4 gods who try to create a world, create a land, and it's in real time. So you have to like match them. You have to always match 2 sides, and all, of course, the terrain types. And at one moment you can claim a god when you feel that, for example, the forests are in majority, and then you pick it. So first of all, you don't know who you are, and later on you pick the god. And this is all in like, it's not like there's no time limit, but it's more like a real time. So you don't have turns or rounds or waiting for anybody. So you just take a tiles, see if you can fit them anywhere, and everybody does exactly the same. And like, meantime.
Yeah, I think it's as soon as there are no legal tiles to place, or as soon as the world is done, then the game will end.
Yeah, and there's like interesting thing as well. Then the tiles can always have 1 or 2 or 3 different terrains, but all in all there are 4 different. So at some moment then can be places that you cannot fill in, like it's like not possible, and it is good for you to see those places in advance and to put your city in there, because the cities are going to score as well. So I think it's going to be something really unique.
All right.
And it's tile laying game that I really do like tile laying games, so I'm excited.
So that's cool. Baker?
Well, I think our other guests should go first, actually.
We're doing alphabetically now.
Are we going alphabetically?
And then reverse, yeah.
Okay. It's like okay. Hold on, let me count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. So my in no particular order, but probably number 5 game that I'm most excited for is Seventh Continent, which I'm hoping is still coming out at Essen, or coming out soon thereafter. This is kind of a, from what I understand, it's got that choose your own adventure feel to it, but apparently it's a pretty massive, as far as what the game has to offer, pretty massive game. A lot of kind of adventuring, and it's got a campaign, and it's cooperative, so it allows you to play solo or cooperative with other people, modular boards, all that kind of stuff. It really kind of has a lot of the things that I really enjoy in games. And then I don't have a choose your own adventure style game yet. I was going to get Seafall, and then terrible reviews started occurring, so I figured I wasn't going to pay $100 for possibly
terrible reviews about Seafall.
What's that? Yeah. Seafall's gotten at best mediocre reviews, and some reviews have been really bad. So I canceled it before my pre-order shipped. And actually, I'm going to be using that money to buy Mechs vs. Minions now instead. But hopefully, if it doesn't sell out within minutes of going up online. But anyway, so Seventh Continent, it looks really cool. Has a lot of the things that I think are a lot of fun in games. So I'm really hoping that one turns out really well.
Yeah, Seventh Continent is not on my list, but it's the game I will definitely seek out in Essen and try to do a preview or something like that, because it sounds really cool. I want to try it.
We want to see it first of all, like to see if it's something for us, because that's how we decided. We decided not to back the project and to see in Essen, like how do we feel about that when we see an actual game and hear about that.
Yeah, it was a little bit too expensive to risk with such game, this kind of game, because it can be a disaster. It can be something that
absolutely.
Yeah, but I'm excited about this game as well. Yeah, it's really cool. Choose your adventure with cards, and I even did a PNP, sort of like a demo when it was on Kickstarter. You could print out a demo of the game. I printed it out, and then I think I threw it in the garbage can. Because we eventually didn't have time to play it. I don't remember where it is. So yeah. So now it's me. Yeah, I is the next letter. So my top 5 pick. There aren't in any particular order. So let me do like that. I'm just gonna mention all 5 games in whatever order they are. So for me, it's as well Forgot.
Ooh.
So yes.
Crossover.
I think we'll have several of them actually.
Oh yes, with Alina, yes, because we choose games together, we can play together. So no, basically Forgot, it's all about real time. What I want to add to that is that it has a really gorgeous box art, which is done by Ismail, and the art is done is graphical layout, and art is done by Ismail, who did Archipelago, and you know how beautiful it is, Archipelago board, for example, and he did Barony as well. So he's a great artist, and Christopher Bellinger is a really interesting designer as well. He did Earth Reborn, which is a totally different thing. He did Dungeon Twister and Archipelago, which are I think they're quite cool titles. We have
and they all are really, really different actually.
Yeah. We played Earth Reborn, we played Archipelago. Archipelago is in my top 10 of all time, and Earth Reborn just I would say it needs an investment, time investment. Yeah, that's you need to play it constantly with someone and go through different rules and campaigns in order to feel the game. That we didn't have that time, so we sold this game. But it was a really cool game. I was really excited about it. But yeah, let's go back to Forgots, and yeah, it's really interesting aspect where you pick your side after you lay out some tiles. It's not like you are someone at the beginning of the game. You become someone later in the game, which is really cool. You can pick. So I like that, and you can destroy other cities by putting tiles over them. It's like if there is if there is a hole in the map, you can put a city there. But if somebody finds a tile which can fit into that hole, he can destroy your city, which is quite nasty, but it's really cool. So yeah. So that was my number 5 pick? Kyle?
Kyle?
All right. Well, you know that I like sort of oddly themed games. I love it when there's something that, hasn't really been done before. And so my number 5 game is one of those, and it is a social deduction party game called Who Soiled the Toilet?
What?
And
I think I've seen that.
Is it April's joke fool?
no,
I
it
think
is
it
a
was like an
Japanese
Asian
game.
game. Right.
It's from Japan brand, and it's basically exactly that. You have a secret identity. Either you're going to be a soiler or someone who wants to keep it clean, and you're trying to figure out who's on each side. And it seems like one of those off-the-wall style games that I just have to have in my collection. I hope I'll be able to find a copy because those don't usually go into very wide distribution.
Yeah.
But,
Hey, y'all go look this up on BGG right now and take a look at some of the artwork. This is pretty amazing.
Kyle, by the way, we can buy it for you and then send with the next friend who goes to US.
I would actually be happy if you did that.
I think we can do. I think we even pre-order something from there. Or
If
maybe
you pre-ordered Who Soiled the Toilet?
no, not this one, but from this brand. I think we did something, no?
Yeah, the description recommends playing it in the restroom.
Oh, it's because it's in Japanese. Toire o Yogoshita Nova Dareda, I think. Something like that.
Whoa.
Yeah, I don't know. I just
That was fake
Right.
Japanese.
yeah, some kind of Japanese. I added it to our wish list, so we're gonna log it out and like put it into Essen wish list as well.
Yeah,
there you go.
Cool.
I believe we can do that because we're definitely going to be there in that booth.
All right.
Very well.
So, Alina, what's your next pick?
Oh, wait, I closed my iPad. Give me a second. So my second pick is Captain Sonar from Matagot.
Okay.
This is game, when we first heard about that with Ilya, we got really excited, but it was a long time ago. But as it's like the best played with 8 people, we thought it might not be like down our alley because we usually have like 2, 3, 4, up to 5 players. We rarely have 8. So the only time we could play the game would be basically camps, Estonian like gaming camps, summer or winter camp. And Ilya like wasn't sure if we need that, but I really am extremely excited about the game. I really want to have the try that I don't know, I don't remember the roles, but I believe everybody knows about the game, right? So you have teams of 4 people, 2 teams like 4 and 4, up to 8 people. And the teams are sitting behind the screen, and each player has a role in a submarine, and you're trying to navigate your submarine and find another opponents, and basically blow it up. And I don't know, it's something definitely extremely unique, and yeah, I really want to try that. I don't care if we're gonna play it like 2 times a year only.
Yeah,
I really don't care.
That same reason actually is a lot why I haven't put this on my wish list yet, is because of to get a full experience you need 8 people, and that's very rare for me to get that many people together, and even more rare to have that many people together who could play that type of game. You know what I mean? Like normally if I've got 8 people, we're gonna have to play something like The Resistance or
Yeah.
Who Soiled the Toilet?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
But that's what that was restricted me. Like let's say that's why I didn't want to buy it.
But we're buying it. We already did the pre-order.
Because we wanted to go with a mega pack bundle from Matagot as a pre-order.
Yeah, so basically we're buying all the new releases.
But basically, the mega pack bundle is good because you have different different games much cheaper than you would get them separately. So why not? So yeah, Baker.
My number 4 is Caravan, designed by Emerson Matsuchi. And one of the main reasons that I'm really excited about this game is my wife's favorite game, pretty much. I'd say, without a doubt, her favorite game is Splendor. And from everything I've heard, Caravan has some of the same feeling as Splendor, but then has added on to that whole idea, and it's a little bit more than what Splendor has. And at this point, I mean, we've played Splendor probably close to 40 times at this point. So I'm looking, and there's no expansions, nothing to add to it. So I need something to kind of expand on that idea, because if it's anything at all, if it has any even the base ideas as Splendor, then she'll love it, and then have some more kind of depth to it as well.
Which theme would you buy? Crystal Golem or the Mediterranean? I think it was
Crystal Golem. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, same here.
Of course, trading Mediterranean.
Both.
You are
Well,
whoever you are, you're playing everything anyway.
And he's not arguing, by the way.
Yeah,
he's not arguing that it's not true.
What?
What? Where am I? No, yeah, Karen won't be in Essen, sadly, because we would just rush and buy it there for sure. Even if it's a Splendor type game.
It would be my list, definitely.
Even if it's a Splendor type game, if it's called Splendor Killer, and it's different from Splendor, like
because we like the feel. At least I did like the feel of the Splendor game, but I didn't truly like the game itself. I didn't like it. For me, it was a bit too repetitive, but I enjoyed the game and the feel of the game. So
yeah. So
looking forward.
My number 4 pick is The Networks by Jill Gilhova, Formal Ferret Games. It will be in Essen for, by the way, I have the price. It will be for like 45 euros, something like that. If you want to go check it out there, you want to know the price.
$90 US, right? I think.
Yeah, $50 US.
Wait. Did you mention already the game name?
Yeah, The Networks.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I somehow missed it. Okay.
So this game was released, I think, earlier, as I understand, but in Gen Con. But for us, and he did the pre-orders for Essen as well. So for us, it's an Essen game, and I'm really curious to already play it, buy it, because it feels like something unique. It's art from Heiko Günther, which is really cool, and it's all about like building up your network and hiring actors and advertising and such. You want to become the best, I don't know, producer, something like that. And it's just a really cool theme. And I think that's why it interests me a lot, because of the cool theme. And I think the gameplay itself is not so difficult, and it should be more of a medium weight Euro with lots of cards and such. So yeah.
Yeah, that looks pretty awesome to me. I'm pretty excited for that one. It's a very unique theme, and the whole idea of starting off with a terrible TV station and trying to, it seems really cool.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to try that one yet, but I'm curious about that as well.
I have zero emotions about the game.
It has gotten quite few really good reviews so far. So it was received very well. So yeah. My expectations went up due to that. So that's why I'm so much interested in this game. So Kyle.
All right. Well, my number 5 was a really light, easy game. My number 4 is also a light, easy game, and that is A Feast for Odom, which looks like it's going to be extremely complicated and probably would require an extra suitcase just to carry it home. From
is it big?
It's a huge box. It's bigger than the Caverna box.
It's just like a patchwork extra.
It's like Patchwork plus Agricola. And I like both of those games. I like that stuff. I mean, I like almost every kind of game.
Boo.
And so, I think I will get some enjoyment out of it. I think it will probably take an hour to explain and another hour to put away. But once I've got a box insert for it, I think I'll get a lot of enjoyment out of it. I know my family would enjoy it. And it also has a solo variant, and I always like that.
Yeah, it looks like
it looks like the kind of game you wouldn't like.
No, not at all. No, Uwe Rosenberg is not our style.
And it's also quite kind of expensive. It looks. I was looking around online, and it looks like it's in the neighborhood of $90 to $100.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but I think it will be a solid game anyway.
Yeah, and it looks like they probably chopped down a rainforest to make each copy. So.
Yeah, seems to be like that. But why not? It's another big Uwe Rosenberg style title. I think it will be one of the hotnesses of Essen 2016.
I'm sure it will, and it'll probably be hard to find for a little while afterwards, but I'm not going to pay exorbitant prices to get it early.
I can see that. Yeah. But so, Alina, your number 3?
My number 3 would be Terraforming Mars from Stronghold Games. Yeah, this is...
Look at Kyle.
I have a regret regarding the game last year. Ilya knew about the game already last Essen. And we went and spoke with the designer. He showed the copy, like the prototype. And Ilya wanted to film the preview, but I wasn't like, I was tired. I was like, nah, let's not do that, because it was not a proper table, so he couldn't like show it properly. But I hadn't, and at that moment I had zero interest to the game as well. But right now I am super excited because it is slightly economy on the dry-ish science theme, which is down, which is totally down my alley. And Ilya is not really into that, but he's kind of getting there. So I am really intrigued. And yeah, at first I didn't like all the Mars theme because it was a bit too much for me. Way too many games in the Mars theme. But right now, yeah, I'm fine with so many games about that. And I'm really, really, really looking forward. I think that's the only game that we're going to actually run to get a copy, just in case.
Hey!
Yeah, I have played it no fewer than 25 times already. It's my favorite game so far this year.
Wow. I've heard only good things about the game. And this is the game that we could not pre-order, so we actually have to run. But we're going to go there half hour before as a surprise, so it should be fine. I think we're going to try even on Wednesday when we walk around the halls. Maybe they will sell. Because
no, they won't. They cannot sell. It's
some
prohibited.
Companies do.
If you give them an extra $100, I bet they will.
I don't know. I'm gonna kiss
the Bunnaker.
Yeah, you will Bunnaker. Yeah, to get the game.
I hear he trades games for kisses, so it's fine.
That's Isaac Vega.
Steven, if you're watching, mwah.
Yeah, from me as well, please. 2 kisses for the game.
So yeah, Baker.
Well, actually, my number 3 is also Terraforming Mars.
Oh,
so there's that.
Let's do this spoiler. It's my number 3 as well.
What?
Amazing!
Are you serious? That's awesome.
Yeah, but basically, I have no. I don't have it in particular order, but
it's still
list.
But you're still mentioning top 5, top 4, and 3. So
no, it would be my top 3 or top 2, something between that. So.
Wow, that's amazing. That's pretty amazing.
I think
and Kyle is not in the list because he already has a copy. But
exactly.
Baker,
but it probably would be if I actually it probably wouldn't be. I wasn't all that excited for it, and it looked kind of dry. But I have played it, and I quite enjoy it.
And actually, I felt the same way about it for a long time. Like, every time I'd hear about it, no interest. And then when people started getting review copies of it, and I started actually seeing how the game played and what it was like, then my interest started building. And so this is definitely one that I really want to get now.
Yeah, it was like when I first heard about it, it was before we went to Essen last year. So I was excited about it, as Alina already told the story. And it was all like, it's Mars, it's terraforming Mars. It's I don't know, trying to get the plants, the water, the animals and everything on Mars, terraforming basically. And it sounded as like something great. It was a great theme for me at that point already, so I would buy it for the theme alone. That was my basically feel. of that. But it didn't come out in Essen 2015, and then we forgot about it at some point, and then yeah, now it came out and it's a big hit, and I'm quite sure it's a big hit because it's on a heavier side, but on the other hand, I think the card play there is probably really interesting, where you pay the cost to get the cards into your tableau or whatever into your hand, and then you're gonna pay the cost of the cards themselves in order to play them. As I understand, these are like the projects, and it seems to be really interesting. It's like in sort of an economy style game with strong hero mechanics and not so complicated rules, as I understand.
Yeah, it's actually not very complicated at all. It's very easy to get into. The rule book isn't that great. It's okay though. It does what it needs to. You can start with special abilities if you want. You can just take a basic setup. There's a lot of things you can do with it. It also has a good solo variant. It's just a good game all around.
All right. So yeah, Alina went away at some points, but
it looks like she
Whoa,
did.
how'd that happen? What in the world? Are in the same place?
No. She just ran from I don't know where. She ran from the toilet.
Did she spoil it?
She spoiled the toilet. Yeah.
Oh no! Okay, wow.
We just have a really big toilet, as you can see.
We're playing a real life version of the game.
Yeah. No. So who's next? I don't remember. I did my. So Kyle, you're number.
It sounds like it's just me, and I'm the only member of. I'm not a member of the Cool Kids Club, apparently. My number 3 is Fabelsaft.
Boo! A what?
Boo.
Again.
Because it wasn't Terraforming Mars, I think, is why you got booed.
Oh, okay. All right. Is Fabelsaft from Friedman Friese and Zwei Spiele.
Is it like fabled fruits or?
I don't know. I have it written down. Yes, that is the English name. Is fabled fruit.
Yeah.
And this is, I always like his games in concept, right? I liked the idea of 504, and I was excited to try it. I enjoy Funny Friends. I enjoy. Well, they all start with F. Fast Flowing Forest Fellers, and all of their. All of his games they're just all unique, and I'm curious to try this one because it's sort of his take on a legacy style game, and apparently
a little bit weird, but on the other hand, I'm curious to try it as well.
I suspect.
What are you talking about? Sorry, I was.
Fabled fruit from Friedman Friese. Oh, too much Fs.
A lot of Fs.
Battery was about to die, so I had to.
With a company called 2F Games, then I guess you would expect lots of F. And yeah, I'm curious to try it. The theme's probably not going to be that strong. It just looks like it's animals gathering fruit, but it has all these modules that you sort of unlock, and the rules change, and you can also scale it back if you want to go back a level, unlike some of the legacy style games where you're tearing something up or putting stickers on the board. So it's apparently, it seems interesting to me. It's something that I think hasn't quite been done before, and I'm always interested to see what his mind comes up with.
I'm not really interested in Friedman Friese games normally, but I'm interested in all sorts of cool card games. So we will seek it out and see if it's. So it was Friedman Friese's Fabled Fruits from 2F Spiel, yeah?
Yep, released by Stronghold in the US, though.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
The whole thing's a tongue twister.
No, F's are easy to say.
Hey, just so y'all know, and I apologize for this, we're having to leave earlier than I thought to get to my kids' softball game. So in about 10 minutes, I gotta get off, and I apologize in advance. But she got a doubleheader today, apparently, so we're going to 2 softball games.
But yeah, if you have a little bit of time, talk about your last 2 picks so we can. Okay.
Well, the number 2 is First Martians: Adventures on the Red Planet, which is a re-implement. And actually, now that I think about it, this one I might have gotten delayed too.
Yeah.
But
it is,
It is, yeah. Okay. So, well, it's a re-implementation of Robinson Crusoe, which I have not played either. But once I heard about this version, this is now higher up on my list than Robinson Crusoe as far as games that I want to get. It adds an app to the whole thing. And if you're not familiar with Robinson Crusoe, I guess the way that works is, you might have a choice to make, like a card comes up and you want to, I don't know, go get firewood or whatever. But in doing so, you cause an event to occur later on by shuffling this card back into the deck, and then it pops up and it's bad for you later on. And I don't know exactly how that works, but that's kind of the idea. Well, with First Martians, the app takes that over, and that event might not happen in the game you're currently playing. You might have that negative effect come in several games down the road. And so I think that's a pretty cool idea, a good way to use an app to implement something that would be very difficult to do otherwise. So First Martians is my number 2 there.
Yeah, I listened to Ignacy talk about that at Gen Con, and he was saying that it's unfortunately going to be delayed till about January. But he was talking about how the other good thing about that app is that he can create new cards and just send them out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you don't have to buy an expansion. It can expand itself. And it's going to be a very interesting new concept for the way that we play games. And I think that's very exciting.
Yeah, and I think that's the key with apps is to find ways to enhance things that would be very difficult to enhance otherwise, instead of just straight replacing stuff.
So that was your number 2?
Yeah, that was number 2. And then number 1, so I talked a minute ago about how I almost got burned on Seafall. I ended up canceling my order and everything, and I'm really disappointed with that because I've heard about Seafall for a long time and been very excited to get my hands on that. And so my number 1 is Chronicles Origins, which is Rob Davio working with Dirk Niemeyer, I believe is how you pronounce his name. And I guess the idea here is this is a legacy game, except it focuses more on the creation aspect of legacy rather than the destruction aspect of it. And you're building up a civilization from scratch, from what I understand.
Yeah.
And as you build it, you're going to get to a certain point in that game where it's over. But this was called Chronicles 1 Origins, so I guess there's going to be
there will be. Yeah, it's an ecosystem with the legacy system, and you will have different boxes throughout, starting from next year, because it won't be in Essen this year. It will be next year. So
well, my entire list is for Essen. So I'm really excited about Essen 2017 because that's when y'all have agreed to buy me tickets to come.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a really cool system. Like the ecosystem of what you've done will, like the echo of the past will influence your civilization in the future games and in future boxes. I mean,
I hope they pull that off really well because there's a video game. I don't know if how much y'all have ever played video games, but Mass Effect.
I haven't played this one, but
well, did you play Mass Effect much or?
No, I have not. I have not.
Okay, well, the whole idea, the promise of Mass Effect was in the first game, you make all these decisions and they kind of change how the game plays out in that one, and it's kind of cool. But then the idea was in Mass Effect 2, the decisions from Mass Effect 1 would affect that game. And then in number 3, it was supposed to be just this huge branching story path. Well, I don't know if the game got rushed or what, but they didn't deliver on that promise of how it was supposed to work out. So I'm hoping that Chronicles can do that because that idea has always been really cool to me. Mm-hmm. That the decisions you make in one game affect, games way down the road. So
yeah, so that sounds really cool. I'm really interested in this game. It's one of my most anticipated games of 2016 when we did the video, but then it gets delayed till 2017, which is sad. But on the other hand, maybe in 2017 we'll have more time to play legacy style games.
I hope so. I really do.
Seafall. I'm still really excited about Seafall. We just have pre-ordered it already, so yeah. From thanks to Kyle. Yeah. So,
let me know if I'm wrong. Let me know because I really would love that game.
Oh, trust me, we will.
What I think is the main negative that Seafall gets is that it's not what people expected. People played Pandemic Legacy, which is I think it's a different style of game from what is Seafall. And what they complain about is that Seafall starts slowly. And what I think I will enjoy is that it starts slowly. I want to have a culmination, so I want to have some kind of a big episode at some point. But in order to have that, I need to build up. Like you need to build up to that episode. So I'm still really curious about it.
Cool.
There's a scratching going on somewhere. What? Someone? Oh, no. Ah, I see. Okay. Wait.
Is it you?
No, not me. I think. But yeah, I'm really curious about it. So,
yeah, somebody's got a hot mic for sure. Something's going on.
really?
Oh,
Is it me?
it stopped. I heard a lot of scratching. Somebody was.
Yeah, I heard about it as well.
Kyle.
No, my hands are clean. I didn't soil the toilet.
Well, okay. So, guys, I apologize. Kyle, I'm sorry for dropping out early, and Alina and Ilja.
It's okay.
Like I said, I got to get my kid to the softball game earlier than I expected.
Fine.
But
Kids,
anyway,
excuses are always accepted.
yes, absolutely. That's the main reason to have kids, is so you have excuses to leave early.
Yeah. So thank you very much for joining once again.
I will plan better in the future.
No, it's totally fine. We're gonna continue with our episodes. But we're gonna do our top 2 and top 1 as well.
Well, I'll watch the replay and find out what
you
they
watch the replay, yeah, and then you're gonna comment that. Boo!
Apparently, what I get.
Yeah, Carl normally gets boost, but now it's time for you to get some breath from Würfel. So yeah, thank you once more, Baker, for joining us in this wonderful discussion about Essen Spiel 2016. So yeah, see you anyway. We're gonna talk to you anyway at some point.
Yeah. All right, I'll see you later. Good to meet you, Kyle.
Say hi to your daughter.
Yeah.
I saw her for a moment there.
Yeah, she's been kind of floating around back here a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, I'll see y'all later.
Yeah. See ya.
Bye.
Bye. So now there's 3 of us,
And both have to tell just 2 more games, right?
we all have to tell 2 more games about. Yeah. We can talk about more. I was just gonna mention a few more games, just like a brief mention of them. But Alina, what's your number 2?
My number 2, or just the 4th game to mention, is King Domino by Bruno Catala and from Blue Orange Games. And I actually don't know why I'm so excited about the game. I really don't know. I feel it's more like a Flip City, just a small, cute game that has a nice twist, but I don't know. I really don't know. It looks cute. It looks amazing. It's a small game. It most probably will be just a filler, where you have the idea is like a domino pieces, where you have to match sides with the terrains, which are actually terrains that you're trying to build up the land. I think the kingdom, and then you have a castle, and you score somehow there. But basically, yeah, it's a really cute domino.
Yeah, it's in my shortlist. Let's say it's in my other 5 reserve 5 games. So it wasn't in my top 5. My number 2 is
No comments there.
no. Basically, I don't know what to comment about it. I don't know much about it. I know that it's a domino with kingdoms theme, whatever. I am really curious about this game because it's Bruno Catala, but I don't know what to comment about this game right now. Yeah.
Well, what I can comment about the game is that it has a terrible name. That's just a pun that should never have been released on the world. But hey, I'll try everything. So
I'm fine with the name.
Really? Why don't you like the name?
I actually heard that as well.
Kingdom Inos.
King Domino?
King Dominoes or Kingdom Inos. It's a terrible pun.
Okay.
Yeah, it's groan-inducing.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah, okay, I understand that as well a bit more. But
that has nothing to do with the gameplay. I know nothing about the game. But,
it's a lighter game based on domino, and when you build up your kingdom, and there was not much description on BGG regarding the mechanics themselves.
Are you struggling with the sun, Kyle?
Yeah, the sun is just coming in from all sides here, and it's making me look like I'm a ghost.
Yeah, I've seen that quite a lot.
We have like a live. I don't know what
live
it is.
preview of my game room.
Yes.
Well, I guess that's the best place I can find.
Yeah, but yeah, Kingdom, it looks cute. It will be from Blue Orange Games. It will be 20 euros. You can pre-order Essen copy if you like in whatever Blue Orange Games website. So yeah. Did I tell my number 2? No.
No.
Oh yeah.
You're about to.
My number 2 is Pocket Madness, which would be like maybe it was my number 3 and Terraforming Mars my number 2. I didn't put it in particular order. But Pocket Madness is another Bruno Catala game and a smaller game as well. It's Bruno Catala plus Ludovic Moblanc, so it's 2 of them. It's from Fun Forge. It costs only 15 euros, something like that. It's really cheap, like a card game. With big cards, it's Cthulhu theme, but it's a funny Cthulhu theme. And it has... Yeah, basically... No, let me tell you just in a moment. Basically, what I read in the description. In Pocket Madness, you'll meet nice people like Shop Nigurat, visit lovely places like Innsmouth, and cross the path of friendly creatures such as Sogoths. So it's really cool description to the game. And it's a set collection hand management with big cards. I like big cards, so the artwork will pop out. And what are you trying to do? You're trying to get less madness tokens and trying to close the portals in order to get the most points, basically. And you collect cards, and at some point, if you have enough cards of the same type, you can try to close a portal. And if you close a portal, you will get basically a special ability of the portal, something like that. There are like... At first, it seemed to be quite an easy game, but on the other hand, it has some like a Zany Penguins. When I start explaining Zany Penguins, it becomes a little bit more complicated than like it looks at first, you know. And that's why it's on my list, and I'm really excited about this game. It's a card game. I love all sorts of card games, so I'm really looking forward to this game. Like you can do different things, different set collection aspects with this game. So. I like that. I like how you can basically screw your opponents as well. But you can close, like basically if somebody closes the portal and gets that portal card, you can steal it from them by playing a, I don't know, better hand of cards, something like that, which is really cool. So it can go from one hand to the other, and you can basically close as many portals on your turn as you want and do a combination of different special actions. So yeah, that's Pocket Madness. From me.
Well, it sounds. I like cute creatures like Sogoths, so.
No,
the description makes it sound a lot better than it otherwise would have sounded, and so I'm always in favor of cute things that are not cute.
Oh, I am a sucker for cute. In real life, I'm not into cute puppies and dog puppy and kitty pictures and stuff like that, but in games, wow, make a cute game. I want it. I don't know why. It doesn't make sense with who I am usually, but yeah, I love cute things, cute games.
So, but your number 2, Kyle?
Well, my number 2 is a really cute game. It's called Days of Ire, Budapest, 1956.
I want it as well. It was quite close to getting to my list, but yeah.
Alina wants this game, so you know.
Well, I guess I'll have someone to play it with in January then. But yeah, Days of Ire, Budapest, 1956. I love Twilight Struggle, and that's what this seems like. It seems like sort of a 4-player Founding Fathers Twilight Struggle type. Now, there have been some games that have come out from people who don't usually make those that have been terrible. Like I really did not like Wir sind das Volk. I found it almost unplayable. But Budapest 1956 I think will be great. And I lived in Budapest for a long time, so I have connection to the theme a little bit. I wasn't there in 1956 though. And
say something in Hungarian. Say something in Hungarian. Like just.
What should I say in Hungarian?
Say that you love us, that you love Würfel Reviews.
Oh, let's not do that. We don't want to hear Hungarian on this channel. It's not a Hungarian channel.
All right. Nobody ever will ever believe you now that you went to Hungary. No.
No, that's true.
Okay. No.
But it's Szeretem Würfel Reviews. It's just like that. It doesn't even sound like Hungarian. Is that better?
Good.
For me, the Budapest Days of Fire Budapest, then it's a game that just keeps popping to my mind. I just can't get rid of it from my head. I kind of think that it's not our type of game, which is kind of bad, but I can't get rid of the feeling that I like it. It just I don't know, calls and
it feels like a political game with votes and sections, and the map which looks terrible, and the art which looks like it's. Of course, it's Sami Laakso and it's Quenche Moria.
Yeah,
and I like a little bit of that style, but it's not really my style.
Always beautiful. In my opinion, it's absolutely gorgeous.
For this game, I feel like I wouldn't like the looks of this game on the table.
It could be better.
I'm a little bit worried about how it's going to look in the end. It's being produced by this Mr. B company, and they don't always make the best quality components. So, but maybe the influence of some of the other publishers will help them, and they've gotten better a little bit in recent years. But I'm very excited about the game. I just love that card-driven style of game.
Yeah, there are not too many components.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm hoping that I am just blown away, and I'm hoping that it works well in the 4-player type of a scenario, which, Twilight Struggle works well because it's 2, but some of the other ones that have tried to add more players have just done so at the expense of becoming horribly complicated. But we'll see. It's my number 2, so I'm obviously excited about it.
Yeah, I think I put it in the list for us to have a preview of this game in Essen.
Because I want it.
Yeah, because you want it. Yes.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Maybe we'll do a preview, and maybe we'll realize that it's a really cool game that we might really want to try and see how it goes.
That's why we sometimes skipped the Kickstarters if we want to see the game, and we will have a chance to see a game in Essen, and that's the second game is like that.
So what's your number 1, Alina?
My number 1 or last game to mention is kind of the same. I'm not sure we need the game, but I can't get rid of the excitement, and it's Here to the Pharaoh by Alf Segert and from Eagle Griffin Games. Well, first of all, of course, the look, it's amazing, and the theme is so funny and cute at the same time. And I like that you have like a real god's name there, so real Egyptian gods, where you try to get the favor and you try to build up and you try to be like a more popular god than the Anubis or Bastet. So these are the two, the cats versus dogs, which, come on, like can't get more cute.
It looks cool, but it didn't have really good reviews so far. So I'm afraid that and it's a 2-player game. We have so many 2-player games that I'm afraid.
But we still play a lot, just 2 of us.
I'm interested in trying it. I would like to try it,
but that would be amazing.
I'm not excited about it anymore.
I am excited about it.
Yeah.
I am badly excited about that. Badly. It's expensive game. That's the thing. That's the problem.
So even
it's already out over here. I think I saw it for order. I have not picked it up yet because I didn't buy any games in September. Somebody made a challenge, and I know. My friends challenged me. They said there's no way you can last a month, and I did, and it's now October, so it's time to order.
And now
so you're gonna finish the show, and you're gonna make the order.
Well, we'll see, because by now I do a lot of impulse buying, and if you wait a month, there's not much of an impulse, but we'll see.
Yeah. So my number 1. Even if I didn't, not in any particular order, my number 1 would be my number 1 anyway. And
Is it going to be a big surprise?
Yeah, it's not gonna be a
one?
big surprise. Oh my god! Oh, I have it done.
Yeah, he has
Oh.
it. Yes, I know that. I know. I'm jealous. A little bit, but we're gonna get it soon. Inis is a Excel collection game from Mategot. It's by the designer Christian Martinez. It costs around 50 euros, I think, something like that. 50 or 60 euros in Essen. It's quite an expensive game, but it has many miniatures and such, and it's a great production, as long as I know. And the artist is an original. It's Inish, and the artist is the original like Celtic artist, something like that. I don't remember his name, but basically, it has unique art, which I wouldn't look at. It's not a gorgeous art for me, but on the other hand, it's so unique that the theme pops out.
Yeah, I agree. It is sometimes this kind of art is needed for the theme, for the unique game experience.
And it sounds cool that you need to collect deeds, you know, and you collect, basically you win the game by being really political at some point, you know. You want to establish leadership, but if you will banish all the other clans, your opponents, from the lands, you will not establish leadership and you will not win the game. Which I like about how it sounds is like you need to do wise decisions. It's not about battling, although, and combating, although it's a dude on the map game. If you look at it like that, it has the card drafting, as I know, which sounds similar to Blood Rage as well. So like in Blood Rage, you have more of that fighting. You fight over the lands there. I think much more. But in Inish, I hope there will be less combat and more of that outguessing your opponent and just trying to do wise decisions, whether to stay, whether to be friends with an opponent, and so on. So, it looks gorgeous.
I've played it, and it does. So the drafting is very interesting because you draft. It's like you draft. It's sort of almost a reverse draft where you'll take more cards and then fewer.
Really? Oh, that sounds cool.
I think it's how it works. I have to go back and remember exactly how the order, but it was like rather than one card and pass them on, it's like you pass a couple on, and it's different numbers at different times. The combat is very deterministic. So you know right away if you're going to win, but at the start of every battle round, you can just sort of say, okay, I'm done. I'm not fighting. And the way that you win in the game is you sort of say, I'm winning, and at the end of the round, I'm going to be winning. And then then people have a chance sort of to try and challenge that. And so it's a different game. The one thing I don't like about it is that the tiles are just this really odd shape, and they're kind of hard to fit together.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they fit together in a very definite way, but at least for me, maybe mine are cut wrong, but you just really have to jam them in, I find, and I'm always worried about damaging them. It's just a very strange shape for a tile, where I think a hexagon might have worked better. However, they do some interlocking because of that, and they don't look like anything else.
I think that was their idea, actually, not to make tiles that wouldn't look like just a regular hexagons.
Do something unique,
yeah. I think they mentioned it last year.
Yeah, so I'm hoping
they certainly did that.
I'm hoping it will be anywhere like I hope it will meet my expectations about the game, and it will end up in my top 5 of 2016 at least, if not top 1. We'll see. Scythe is really high there, and Terraforming Mars might be the one, or Four Gods, or all of these 5 games might be the ones. But I think
they're all going to be your top 1.
Yes, they're all going to be my top 1. I'm going to do top 10 top 1s video
instead of one top 5. Well, there you go.
So yeah, what's your number 1 pick?
Well, my number 1 pick is Sola Fide, which is the Protestant Reformation, and it's from the guys who did Twilight Struggle. And
I think it will be your number 1.
Well, it was going to be my number 2 when I thought the Caravan was coming, but after figuring that out, it became Sola Fide. And I love the Protestant Reformation. I love two-player games. There is a Protestant Reformation card draft or card-driven game that's sort of this vein called Here I Stand, which I love, but it takes about 8 hours to play and requires 6 people. And so I never get it played. And I think that this one, being a two-player game, will be a lot more manageable. And although I don't know much about the game, as soon as I heard the theme and saw Stephen Bonacore and his habit, I was sold.
Mm-hmm. I can see that. Yeah. It seems to be a popular pick amongst the one who amongst most anticipated games of 2016 from various viewers and such. I'm not excited about it at all. It seems to be not the game that. Yeah, I don't like the arts on the box anyway. I don't like the theme, and I just not into political games and that kind of hero games, two-player games, whatever,
Yeah, and I think it's gonna deliver on all those same cylinders that Twilight Struggle punches me at, and I love that game and I love what it does. Unfortunately, there's no Summoner Wars expansion coming out at Essen. Otherwise, that would obviously be my number one choice forever. But I think Solo Fide is going to be the perfect game for me.
Cool. So I just wanted to, as I asked everyone to prepare not only the top 5, however they want, but I asked them to prepare 5 games as a reserve. If we'll have enough time to talk about other 5 games, we're going to talk about them. But we talk quite much. I'm just going to briefly. I think each one of us should briefly mention these games at least. What are these games that we chose as reserve? For me, it was the King Domino, as I told you about. Then there is Codenames Pictures, which I'm really excited about, but I'm not that excited because I know that I will like it.
Yeah.
And for me, it feels more of a part of a Codenames, like an extension to Codenames, more more of that, and not the exact game. What I wanted to say. There is also Ponzi Scheme, which I'm not sure will be Ponzi Scheme. I'm not sure it will be in Essen. It's from Jesse Lee. Maybe somebody will sell it. At least, the thing is that it should come out in November from Tasty Minstrel Games. But maybe the Blackfire booth, ADC Blackfire or whatever the booth was called, where some Tasty Minstrel titles will be, maybe they will sell Ponzi Scheme. And I'm really curious about this game. It's an economy game, but on the other hand, it feels the theme is really cool. It's about fraud, the Ponzi scheme fraud. And the winner is the one who will stay in the game. Basically, if anybody goes bankrupt, the game will end. Something like that. You lose by going bankrupt, and you get some kind of I don't know, money or something like that, or bonds or something like that. Credits that you have to pay in future. Back in future. If you cannot, you will lose the game.
Yeah.
So that's really interesting. I don't know what's the Ponzi scheme, but it just sounds interesting about fraud and such. And if Tasty Minstrel Games picked it up, then it might be a really good game. Yeah, and there's also Kanagawa, which is from Bruno Catala and Charles Chevalier. It's yellow. It's 25 euros in Essen. And Kanagawa is.
You were supposed to just mention them.
No, I mentioned it briefly. Yeah. Kanagawa is like a set collection game as well with cards and points. It seems to be a lighter game with really cool artwork, really cool theme of you are an artist in Japan, basically Japanese artist and such, and you're trying to become worthy of your teacher or something like that. And the last game I want to just mention is Age of Thieves, and Age of Thieves is from Galacta. We will thankfully get a review copy of this game, and seems to be like the board. At first, the board looked like a letters from Whitechapel with hidden movement and such. And you are thieves in Renaissance trying to steal the king's jewelry, something like that. And you can get caught in the prison, and then you will break out of the prison and try to steal more. Whoever gets out with the jewelry from the boards from city of Hadria will be the winner of the game and such. So it's really cool, and it has a control of pace basically in the game itself, where you have event cards, and whenever the deck is emptied, something like that, then the game will end, which is really cool. It will not drag, you know. So these are my like reserve 5. What were your reserve 5?
So there will be a bit more of the crossovers, of course. So my 5 games that is Inis. It's like, how do you call Cyclades? Cyclades, or you know?
No, with Inish, it's Inish. Really.
Because you happen to speak Gaelic?
Yeah.
Well, either way, I don't see a problem naming the game.
All right.
Calling the game. So I'm gonna just mention them because we have spoken about Inis. So Inis,
yeah, if you have spoken about it already, then
yeah.
just mention.
So second game is Kanagawa. I kind of hope it's gonna fill up the lazy evening pretty set collection game. Where we had a game and we sold it because it didn't fit for some reason, but I really miss that type of game. So then Codenames Pictures, then Covered, the game I'm still not sure I know how to explain. Like,
yeah,
it's a game. This is kind of same. It's sometimes I just have a feeling, just have emotion, and this list was built purely by the emotion, the excitement that I get for the game. So
I will tell you one thing: the Covered would have probably been maybe my top 5 or top 6, but I have my doubts about whether we will buy it in Essen
or we'll have it tomorrow.
or we'll have it tomorrow. So the Kyle knows the answer. So I'm not sure about. Yeah.
Sorry?
I said no comment.
Okay.
Yeah, and you know what it means. So.
And the last game is Dream Home or Domek, I believe. It was from Polish game.
It was in my short list as well.
Yeah, about building a house and rooms and accessories and helpers. It is exactly like a building game, which is a cool theme, and it has cute art. So
yeah,
how much more do you need?
It's from Rebel, Polish company, but it will be in Essen and distributed by Asmodee as well. It will have English copies. So go to Asmodee booth in order to get Domek. It looks really cute, very cute. You build up your house,
yeah,
and the theme is really cute. Yeah. So, Carl, did you have any reserve games?
I have plenty of reserve games. One of them I'm interested in is Pandemic Iberia.
Okay.
I like regular Pandemic. I like Cthulhu Pandemic. I like Pandemic Legacy. So I think this is more of the same. I don't know that it would be the one that I run straight for and buy, because I think it's probably largely the same. You're just building trains and purifying water.
Fanboy.
Yeah. I'm also curious about Colony. Colony, they had it for demo at Gen Con, but whenever I went there, they didn't have anybody demoing it, so I never got to try it. Not sure about it. It's a dice-style game.
Yeah, it seems to be like a favor of the Pharaoh with sort of a Euro mechanics, but it doesn't feel like something really exciting. It feels like his game Suburbia and then Castles were 2 hits, and then everything else is like, meh.
Well, yeah, you know, and then lots of werewolves. I don't know. Yeah. I'm interested in giving it a try. I'm not going to pre-order it. I'm not going to rush out and get it. But I think it might be a game that I would enjoy. So that's another one. And the rest of them are unfortunately largely expansions. Because
why it's unfortunate?
Well, I don't know. I'm really excited about Imperial Settlers Aztecs. I already ordered that one.
Yeah.
Because I love Imperial Settlers, and
I didn't
More
mention
is better?
expansion as well. Yeah, I didn't put expansions in my top 5, but I'm really excited about some expansions. I've written them down, so I'm gonna mention them as well. What else do you have as an expansion? Maybe we'll have a crossover there.
Oh, let's see. I have Orleans, Handel und Intrige.
Neat.
Well, yes, I'm excited about that one. Unfortunately, I'll have to get it. I'll have to get it from Europe because they're just releasing the last expansion now in the U.S. I got it already long ago, and I quite like it. And I love Orleans, and I think more is better there. Although it won't
Orleans is a great game, but it didn't look so great. So, and Alina wasn't excited about it that much as I was. So we sold it.
Sold because of me.
No, blame Alina.
Yeah, you can blame.
Boo!
Okay. Boo!
I got my boots as well.
Well, I'm glad I'm not the only one. I guess it's only special guests that get booed.
Yeah. I think so.
I'm also interested in Deus Egypt. I love Deus, and I like Egypt, and I prefer. I mean, the whole Greek gods thing. I think has been done to death, but we don't have that much with the Egyptian pantheon, so I'm excited about that.
The Deus, we played the game. We sold the game at some point. I liked it quite much, to be honest. But just didn't click, maybe.
Well, the game is riddled with typos and mistakes, unfortunately. And they put the green component, or what was it? The green components in instead of the brown ones, like they should have, or the brown instead of the green.
The thing is that it was that's the question. Somebody said that the designer was colorblind, that it was like because of that. But on the other hand, if there is a publisher, why couldn't they point it out, something like that?
Yeah, I had to go and buy some discs for mine because I just couldn't do it. And every time I was explaining it, people were confused why it was green on the card and brown on the table.
I think it was a lame excuse about that, in my opinion.
That's a terrible. There's also lots of misspelled words. For example, mountain is misspelled on almost every card. But I'm hoping that the new version doesn't have that problem. I also have Seven Wonders Dual Pantheon as an expansion. And my number 1 of the expansion list is, of course, American Railroads, which is an expansion to a game that I'm sure you haven't played and wouldn't enjoy.
I would like to try it. It gets so many good words from different reviewers and such. So I really want to try this game, the Russian Railroads.
I really like it. I was very skeptical about it, and then I gave it a try, and I loved it, and I love the German Railroads expansion, so I'm excited for the American version. I'm sure it will have just about as much to do with America and railroads as the first 2 did. So,
maybe we will try with Alina's voice.
You have to buy the game for that,
I can bring it in January.
Yes.
Okay, that's an option. That's an option.
Yeah. If people wonder why we're talking about January, in January there will be another board game camp in Estonia. They are twice a year, in January and in summer, in July or August, depending. And so Kyle was last January, and he will come in January 2017 to visit us and visit the board game camp and play games 24/7 for 3 days.
Yeah, it's basically a weekend full of gaming where everybody is living in one place, so you don't have a time when you have to leave. So you usually the first people who go to breakfast meet the last people who still finish their place, something like that.
Yeah. So,
but yeah, let's continue.
My expansion list was also the Seven Wonders Duel Pantheon, which I'm really excited about because I like Seven Wonders Duel very much, and it's a great 2-player game, one of the best out there. And Kings of New York Power Up expansion, and I think everyone is looking forward to, because King of New York is a little bit more complicated game, yes, but it depends on what mood you are in. So you're gonna pick King of Tokyo, King of New York. I want to be them equal in terms of expansions as well. So if I pick King of New York, I can still have this deck of separate deck for each monster to be more specialized. So I'm really excited about King of New York Power Up expansion. And there is also Valley of the Kings Last Rides. Valley of the Kings is my favorite deck builder of all time. and more cards, more variability, some more actions on the cards, and the starter deck, the starter cards are different now from the previous sets. But it's more of the same, and I'm totally fine with that. So I'm always looking for some more varied games and maybe more variability in cards and a little bit like actions. I mean, so yeah. Then the Cyclades monuments, and because it's Cyclades, it's monuments. It's like basically you can now build monuments to like for the gods or something like that, and they will help you to manipulate the board or something like that, give you special abilities. I didn't look into it that much. I just went and it's like must have, you know, it's Cyclades. We must have everything from Cyclades. And the last one I'm really excited about, although we have not played the previous scenarios. It's Time Stories scenario, Expedition Endurance. I'm really excited about this one. I just saw recently, today I saw a picture, one picture of one of like what will be the art style there. It's really cool, and the First World War, Antarctica, some kind of theme there. It sounds so great. Although we have to play the first scenario, which is the fantasy scenario, and then we have to play the Egypt scenario as well. But yeah, as soon as we get to play them, we will play the Expedition Endurance. I'm always excited about Time Stories. It's in my top 10 of all time, and I'm always excited about different unique scenarios. Like Expedition Endurance sounds like something unique. No, there aren't many games about First World War, Antarctica, and sort of a like, you know, Hellboyish universe. So yeah, these are my expansions that I'm really interested about. I was really sad to that Carl didn't pick Cyclades Monuments as his expansions. Yeah.
Well, if I ever got to play Cyclades, I would love to play it, but nobody ever wants to play that with me for whatever reason.
Boo to your players.
It's all right. Well, with so many games, and you know, I have so many games, and there's always new stuff to play that the older stuff sometimes just doesn't get to the table. But I am excited about it. I just maybe forgot about it.
Yeah. So that's basically all what we wanted to talk about, and basically you're gonna see us in Essen in Essen in 1 week. And in 1 week, we're going to be in Essen tweeting and putting up some pictures and such. And so, and then after Essen, we are going to put up many videos, interviews and previews and such, maybe the vlog as well. So we're going to do everything. So we might not be really active in the next 2 weeks, but then we'll go all in and like give you lots of great videos there about many exciting games. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching. So Carl, would you like to say anything to viewers or?
Play more Summoner Wars?
Play more
of course,
Wars?
how about that?
Thanks to Carl for joining us as well, by the way, and thanks to Alina for joining us as a special guest, although she's like a host.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so yeah, and by the way, in Essen we'll have like, what are these, pins or something like that? What are these called?
Yeah, like badge pins.
Badge pins, yeah. We'll have them in Essen, so come by, say hello, and if you are nice to us, we'll give you a pin.
Oh,
pin, yeah. Yeah.
I already have one.
Oh yes, we gave one to Carl as well.
Oh, true. I was thinking like, how did he get one? But yeah, now I remember. Right.
Yeah, and yeah, we're gonna just give them out. We don't have many of them, but we're gonna give them out in Essen. So if you want to get a pin from Würfel Reviews, you can seek us out by looking at the shirts. If it has the logo of Würfel Reviews, then it's us.
Or you'd better know our faces by this time.
Oh yeah, that's true. So thank you very much for watching, and of course, if you like our content, subscribe to our channel. Subscribe to Twitter, Instagram. All the links are in the description below, and I will give you a small reminder that you should definitely go to the guild, our guild, and the link to it is in the description below. And in the thread called Essen 16 coverage, tell us about the games that you want to see in previews, that you want us to record in Essen. So that will be really cool. And the comments below this video are also welcome. Everything is welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So see you in Essen Spiel 2016 in 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
It's actually less than 2 weeks. But yeah.
Kyle, say something in German or something like that, or in German stuff.
You want all these languages.
Ilya, it's
yes.
so lame to ask, tell something in the language you speak. It's lame. Boo!
Say something in Estonian. Boo!
Rachen. So, thank you once more. I cannot go away. I don't know why. I'm thanking everyone and then just starting babbling.
But you have the button, so.
Yeah. So.
Okay. See you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. In 1. Sorry, it's 3. 3, 2, 1.